Well, this weekend, the South Carolina women's basketball team returns to action against Auburn, but before the game, it will be a special celebration. The great A'ja Wilson is set to have her jersey retired at Colonial Life Arena on Sunday. Already with a statue out front, A'ja will now have her jersey up in the rafters.
A.A. Wilson's jersey retirement tickets are cheaper than a fancy burger. Yep, you can celebrate one of the WNBA's greatest players for just $16, and they're still available. Meanwhile, fans of Caitlin Clark are fighting to get $11,000 tickets for her retirement. So, what's going on? How did Wilson go from having a statue outside the arena to struggling to sell out her own jersey retirement? We're diving into the surprising drop in interest that's got the basketball world talking. And I promise you won't want to miss the real reason behind this big turn of events.
Caitlin Clark crash-outs continue, and it's all about the Caitlin Clark now playing for Iowa. Well, she played for Iowa and her jersey being retired on the same day as A'ja Wilson's. You see how it doesn't go the opposite way? Like, nobody really cares. Like, A'ja Wilson has her retirement jersey on the 2nd of February, 2.2. Yeah, she wears 22. Obviously, it's the right thing to do. And then Caitlin Clark, unfortunately, wears the same number to the A'ja fans, so it's the right thing to do. People being like, oh, A'ja had decided hers first. Yeah, they announced A'ja Wilson's first. Clark's jersey's been in the bleachers since
It's almost like a ghost town out there. South Carolina is even giving away free tickets to fill seats for A'ja Wilson's jersey retirement. Wait, isn't A'ja Wilson one of the most celebrated players in WNBA history? Yes, she is. But here's the twist. Her jersey hasn't even been retired yet. Let's dive into what went wrong and why this is happening.
And Camilla, but the greatest of them all is A'ja Wilson, who will have her jersey retired on Sunday. Long overdue. I know Don was saying there's a whole process, but if it was up to her, she probably would have had that jersey retired right after she graduated. Already has a statue.
You'd think they would have retired A'ja Wilson's jersey right after she graduated in 2018. Since then, LeBron James has switched teams twice, a new college basketball star has risen, and Wilson herself has snagged 3 WNBA MVP awards. But instead, South Carolina is acting like they just realized they had this incredible player who deserves recognition. Turns out, there's a rule saying they must wait 5 years after a player's final college season before retiring their jersey. Even with that rule, though, they're still 2 years late. It's like they forgot to send the invites and now realize they need to do something for A'ja.
I think A'ja set a standard at South Carolina of giving 110% of who you are, not just 110% of who you are as a player. And I think that's a huge part of her legacy because she's the GOAT. She's phenomenal. She's the greatest basketball player ever play at South Carolina.
Here's where it gets really interesting. A'ja Wilson already has a statue outside the Colonial Life Arena, which was put up in January 2021. Let me repeat that. They built a whole statue for her, but couldn't bring themselves to retire her jersey. It's like setting up a shrine for someone but forgetting to hang their picture. The timing is unbelievable. While South Carolina is just now honoring their own superstar, Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise is stealing the spotlight in women's basketball. It's hard not to see this jersey retirement as a last-ditch effort to grab some attention. The worst part? They're so late to the game that it feels less like a celebration and more like an afterthought.
Already with a statue out front, A'ja will now have her jersey up in the rafters, joining some of the most legendary Gamecock basketball players of all time.
We're talking about A'ja Wilson, the player who made South Carolina women's basketball a powerhouse, became a WNBA superstar, and won Olympic gold. And yet, here we are, watching her alma mater mess up what should have been a straightforward celebration. Fans are scratching their heads, and can you blame them? It's like South Carolina forgot to invite the guest of honor to her own birthday party, and now they're wondering why it took so long.
Oh, A'ja had decided hers first. Yeah, they announced A'ja Wilson's first. Clark's jersey's been in the bleachers since preseason. Clark's jersey has been in the bleachers since before they announced A'ja's. There is a reason why there is a nationally televised game, Iowa versus USC, on the 2nd of February. This has been in the works since the day she said, since last February.
Let's dive into this wild ticket saga that's got the basketball world buzzing. You won't believe how different A'ja Wilson's and Caitlin Clark's jersey retirements are. It's like comparing a 5-star meal to a fancy burger, and the price difference tells the whole story.
Y'all, I'm going to get jumped. I can hear the pitchforks and the flames outside of my door as we speak. So what happened was Iowa announced that they are going to be retiring Caitlin Clark's jersey on February 5th, which is in
February 5th. Like, the whole reason it's iconic is it was February the 2nd, 2.2. And like, date and name wrong, apparently.
like a couple months. For my non-sports fans, this is like a huge ceremony where they put her jersey up in the rafters, and that means no one can ever wear number 22 at Iowa ever again.
Now, imagine this. You'd think fans would be rushing to grab tickets for Aya Wilson's jersey retirement, considering she's a three-time WNBA MVP and Olympic gold medalist. But hold on, because here's the shocking part. Tickets for her ceremony start at just $16. That's even cheaper than a movie ticket with some popcorn. You can witness basketball history for a steal, and yet, even at that bargain price, they're still not sold out.
I think every single one of us knows that that is what's going to happen on the 2nd of February, is that Caitlin Clark fans are going to be celebrating Caitlin Clark. Aja Wilson fans are going to be screaming, look at Aja, look at Aja, look at Aja. And I think Aja Wilson will do a look at me. I will stand by that. Like, that would be, I genuinely think she is going to be, she's going to say something about this. I would be shocked if she doesn't.
Now, let's flip the script and look at Caitlin Clark's situation. Her jersey retirement in Iowa City is like trying to snag front row seats to a sold-out show, with ticket prices ranging from $200 to over $1,000. Can you believe that? When Clark's number is called, fans are willing to pay big just to be there. The demand is so high that Iowa is struggling to keep up with the full-on basketball frenzy surrounding the event.
Well, her prices for her game are high. The only problem is Caitlin Clark's are literally about 11 times higher.
So, why is there such a huge gap between the two? How did Aya Wilson, a player with a statue outside her arena, end up struggling to sell out her own jersey retirement? It's not just about their on-court skills. Both women are incredibly talented athletes. The timing is just off, like South Carolina noticed all the buzz around Caitlin Clark and thought, oh, we've got a great player too. But instead of celebrating Wilson's prime, it feels like they're trying to piggyback on Clark's shine. No wonder Wilson's jersey retirement feels more like an afterthought than a true celebration.
Caitlin Clark, the cheapest ticket is $522. Yeah, if that tells you anything. $522.
It's not just disappointing. It's almost embarrassing that South Carolina is giving away tickets for free because they're so desperate to fill seats. Meanwhile, in Iowa City, they're probably wishing they had a bigger arena. The contrast is so striking, it's almost comical. Can you imagine one of the most decorated players in WNBA history, and they can't even sell out her jersey retirement at $16 a ticket? On the other hand, the demand for Caitlin Clark's ceremony is likely making Iowa's ticket office feel like they're running a three-ring circus.
Two iconic names, one historic date. On February 2nd, 2025, women's basketball will celebrate Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark in ways that cement their legacies forever. As fans debate whose impact is greater, ticket sales tell a story of their own, with Clark's jersey retirement commanding prices more typical of marquee NBA games. We're well past